Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am coming to you all with part one of 90 Day Fiance. Let me tell you why it's part one, because part two, they whoop bop bammed us, alakazammed us, and put on some new couples. Y'all know I'm going to be coming to y'all with that review, okay? Because I love them when they new. But anyway, for all of you all, if this is your first time being here with Auntie, thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. For all of you all who've been here for the long haul, thank you for being with your auntie. Y'all know I love y'all to pieces. And for all my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. Love y'all to pieces already. You know, Auntie always want a new niece and a nephew, okay? Alrighty. So what we're going to do, y'all, is we're going to go head on and we're going to get into this review of 90 Day Fiance. Now, why they dragging this stuff out with going to court with Mohamed, I don't know. It's starting to irritate me and make my ass itch. But at the end of the day, I got to wait just like y'all do. So you know what? We'll get to it when we get to it. But anyway, I'm going to go head on and start this review. Now, I was going to sing a song, but God damn it, I'm just going to go head on and get into this review. Now, if a song pop up in the top of my head, you know what I'm saying? I'll bring it out. But at this point, let's go ahead and get started. We see Chantel laying in a hotel. Okay, she's talking about, I'm hoping that Pedro, talked to my family and made things right with my family. Wrong answer. Pedro's not making anything right with your family because your family didn't make anything right with Pedro. So basically, you know what I'm saying? Chantel, go ahead on the layup there, boo, and be Sleeping Beauty or whoever the hell you want to be, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because you are just as make-believe, honey. You're living in a make-believe land just like Disney. Okay? What you need to do, girl, is going up to Cinderella's castle, sweep up the house, clean up everything, girl, and invite your damn self to the ball. Find your own Prince Charming and some more stuff, because you know what, you're living in a fantasy world. Things are out of control. They are off the Richter scale. Your parents don't respect Pedro's family, and Pedro's family don't respect yours. So for you to be sitting up in a hotel room, boo, and thinking that Pedro's gonna come up in there with some good news, something is the hell wrong with you. So Pedro comes into the room and he's like, you know what, basically your father and your brother, I met with them bastards, and what they did was they spit in my face. And she was like, what you mean they spit in your face? Well, they said that your life is better now than it was when your life is worse now than it was when I came in. It was better before I came into your life. Chantel was like, well, they just mad and everything. Pedro was like, I don't give a damn if they mad or not. I really don't care if they mad or not. They disrespected me. They disrespected my family. They have no respect for me whatsoever. And you know what? At the end of the day, they don't. You were not a match made in heaven, boo. You were a match made right in hell. Because you know what you're doing right now? You're holding the handbasket called hell that got your marriage sitting up in it, boo. What you need to do is wrap it up, put it in the microwave, and warm it up overnight. Hope that somebody eat them dry ass biscuits come in the morning. Because at this point, your marriage is just doomed. It's doomed, because Pedro is not going to change. According to Pedro and his family and some of my people who have come out here and made comments on my page, it's the Dominican way. You're going to have to deal with it, because this is a culture difference. And in their culture, a man has to take care of his family. But guess what? In the United States, a man in the United States, a man doesn't have to not only take care of his family, he ain't got to take care of his wife and his kids either. But for them, they got to do it. So you can come over here, Pedro, and not take care of your wife. That's what everybody is saying. And I could not disagree more. If we are going to be adopting cultures and be understanding of cultures, why the hell can't Pedro be respectful of the American culture, where the average typical man takes care of his wife? Once he gets married to his wife, he's married to his wife. The hell is everybody talking about? I can't get with it. I understand you and I respect you. Most of your comments have been respectful, so I haven't deleted them. But at the same time, I totally disagree. Pedro needs to learn how to adopt her culture just as well as she needs to adopt his culture. And there has to be understanding on both sides. And I don't see the understanding on the other side of this rainbow. You understand what I'm saying? I'm seeing a little ass leprechaun dancing his little green ass around with a bucket that has no coins in it. I don't see anything delightful, happy, compromising, or anything at the end of this rainbow for Chantel. So while I understand you, I do not agree with it. I think that they all have problems, and because it was such so much confusion and animosity and bitterness and deceit on behalf of Pedro and Chantel and the families, that it just ain't gonna come out with a good ending. It just... So anyway, Pedro says, you know, your father comes up with this conspiracy theory saying that, you know, my mother had me marry an American girl for the green card or whatever. So he asks Chantel, what is your position on it? What do you think about it? Good question, Pedro. Chantel has no answer to it. Because while there's part of her that believes that you loved her at one time, there's a bigger part of her that's being influenced by her parents. There's a bigger part of her now that's listening. There's a bigger part of her now that's trying to educate herself about what your real intentions were. And the more confusion that goes on amongst the family, the more confused the both of you all are going to be about this current relationship. I wish y'all asses luck, but at the same time, where there's no communication, there's no respect. And where there's no respect, there's no love. And I just see this as a loveless relationship. Doomed. Doomed. Okay. The next thing we see is ANFISA. ANFISA is sitting out at the pool. She's waiting for her little girl from Miranda. Miranda comes up and everything. And she asks ANFISA about seeing Dr. B. How'd it go? She's like, I got Botox there. I got them lips plugged. Yes, you can't see that. That's why I wore this gold lipstick, because she's living her life like it's golden. 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 She said, I'm in here waiting on George. You know, he done text me 10 times, girl. And, you know, basically I love George and I care about him. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I mean, let me ask you a question, though, ANFISA. I mean, George is fat and always wears that blue shirt. But how is the sex? And ANFISA was like, I guess it's good. I don't know. I don't have nothing to compare it to. Miranda was like, what the heck? What? What did you just say? She said, girl, I guess it's okay because, you know, George was my first. Miranda, myself, the dog, we all was looking like, what? George was ANFISA's first. So you know what? ANFISA really does have a soft spot in her heart. She's mad because she feels like she sacrificed everything over in Russia and came over here with George. She talks about how they went on these vacations and stuff and everything was just lovely and wonderful. But so now I see ANFISA. ANFISA is starting to open up like a little flower. Aren't you beautiful, ANFISA? Now we really get to see you. We didn't get to see you before because you was arrogant. Arrogant as hell, pompous, and all of that because you had your little American man that you thought had money. And now we really see the heart of who you are. Thank you, ANFISA, for giving us a window, a door into your life. We appreciate it because now we can pull back a little bit, have a little bit more respect for you. I ain't saying we got a lot. I'm just saying we got a little bit because I understand what it is like to be with your first. Your first is just the love of your life. And for you, when he did not protect you in front of the sister, I saw why you rose up to smack the out of him. I saw why you did all of that. Now I understand a little bit better. Because at first, I really did feel like you was just a gold digger. You was out for a gold digger. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke nigga. And I ain't saying she's a gold digger, But she ain't messing with no broke. And I ain't saying, okay. Thank you, ANFISA. We appreciate seeing you, boo-boo. So anyway, we see Mohamed. He's still living from hotel to hotel, brothel to brothel, Airbnb from Airbnb. He just living there. Every time you see him, it's something tagged on the back of the door, and he pulling that same blue suitcase out of the trunk. He now talking about he's in Ohio, and he's there for the annulment hearing. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so then he says he's going over there to meet with Tom and his wife. I was shocked that Tom had a wife. But anyway, Tom had a wife. He went over there. Tom was like, I'm about to tell Mohamed everything. I'm about to spill the beans on everything up in this Marty Dotty. So anyway, he tells him, when you go to the court, you're going to have to really, when Danielle goes off, you have to be calm, man. You're going to have to let her be the one that's looking crazy in the courthouse in front of an American judge. Because she came over here, she was, a little buck wild, hammering all over the house. I had to put her out basically and tell her, look, take care of your kids. And, so she was like, all upset. But I'm telling you, Mohamed, be calm when you walk up in there. Because American judges, they ain't going to play with you. Let me ask you something, Mohamed, you scared? Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of the threats and everything, but she ain't got nothing. She making all kinds of reckless behavior. But I'm scared of all the people that's on social media threatening me and talking about me and stuff like that. I'm scared of that. But basically I'm a little cocky anyway. I'm from Tunisia and I can do what I want to do. These United States, I've been over here for 3 years. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stay here. She's going to lose her case and I'm going to stay. So Tom was like, basically, when you go up in there, act like you got your tongue cut off like Game of Thrones. And then you alright. You get to stay here. It is what it is. So then we see Piola. She's in the kitchen cooking for her husband, Russ. Poor Russ. Poor rusty ass Russ. Poor baby. He don't know what to do with her. Basically, he can't do nothing with her. She's going to be ass out. And she don't care. Like, she was like, he got a job. I want him to do his job. And I don't want him to do mine. Leave me alone. Go to work. Work. So you can get up underneath my drawers, my bras, my claws. Like, she's done with Russ, basically. She's trying to hold on to save her little marriage and everything with him. But at the end of the day, she done. And I can't really say that I blame her. Because when you're trying to seek after a career, you don't need a whole bunch of interferences. Again, did she come over here a little deceitful? Yeah, they both was. I think that in all these couples, they all got deceit on both sides. And from week to week, you can flip from week to week. And that's what I find myself doing from week to week. I don't know what the hell is going on no more. Like, I can't. Auntie just can't. So he tells her, she tells him she's got this gig in New Jersey. And it's ragatoni something. I guess it's a reggae video. And he's like, no lingerie. Russ, come now. You let her take sexy photos with lingerie on. Now that's the exception. I mean, that's the expectation. They ain't gonna expect her to wear anything less than that. Well, then again, they may want her to be ass out. But guess what? You saying that lingerie is just for the home? It's just for you to see? Then how the hell do we know how lingerie look if it ain't some woman out there wearing a lingerie for us? Whether it be on Fashion Nova or whether it be in the catalog. Somebody got to wear the lingerie so we see what it look like. Because we can't go in the store and try it all on. Not before our coochie crack all out. Some women don't even wear drawers. So I thank God for the women who model lingerie. Let that damn girl model that lingerie so I ain't got to be going up in the store with my big ass trying to squeeze up in something, knowing it ain't gonna fit me right, and then my thighs gonna be all out on the side and my cellulite gonna be showing. I need her to model some lingerie. Thank you, Piola. So Chantel and Pedro, they still, they still together, and they checking into the resort and everything. And they checking into the hotel and everything. And so we see Pedro meeting with his mother and his sister. In the hotel lobby. Because they checking in too. And he tells them what the father said and what the brother said. Wrong move, Pedro. See, this is what I'm talking about the communication. Why would you tell them that? You instigating and agitating, and you getting ready to start a fight. But because there's lack of communication between the two of them, he don't even know. So the mother was like, I'm sick of the disrespect. So next we see them at the daggone counter. The parents come in, Karen and Thomas. Chantel's parents. Pedro don't even turn around and speak. He's at the counter. When he hears their voice, he's like, Pedro! I know that they didn't get out the car at your grandmother's stomping grounds. You know what I'm saying? At the shack up on the hill with all the dust and the little wild dogs, and the father said the militia was there. I know they didn't get out, and I know they was wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right, boo. Yes, y'all been having y'all stuff going on. Your mother and your sister just as disrespectful, if not more disrespectful than they were to you. At least the father keep his hands on the table. He don't want you pointing in his pointing your finger in his face. He checks you, but you know what? He being a man about what he's saying, and he being a man about what he's doing, Pedro. You have to have a little bit more respect. You got to give respect to get it. And I know that it's a difficult situation, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you want to be married to Chantel and y'all want to stay together, this stuff got to end. Squash the beef. God dang. Squash the chicken feed. Squash the chicken feet. Come on, baby. This is too much. It's starting to get on my damn nerve. So anyway, the father's like, Pedro ain't even turned around. He ain't even acknowledge us. And Chantel is talking to her mother. Pedro's so daggone rude and got such disrespect in his heart now that he cuts her off in the middle of her sentence with the mother. The mother doesn't say anything. She a little gracious. You know what I'm saying? She don't say anything. But Chantel felt it. She felt the attitude coming from her husband. Come on, y'all, get this crap together. This is a damn shame. These are two families that is just absolutely and totally dysfunctional. And they think that they gonna, it's gonna work out. It ain't gonna work out. Next thing we see George. He meets his friend Ramon at a store. The store got Chanel in it, Givenchy, Louis Vuitton. It's got all kinds of designer stuff in it. And he talking about, he wants to get back with ANFISA, but he thinks that a gift will lighten the blow. He said he called her, she didn't answer his phone calls, and so he started texting her. Like ANFISA said, he texted 10 times back to back. You desperate fat. I'm fat too. So I ain't body shaming nobody. I'm just calling it as I see it. George doesn't want to be alone. When George wasn't with ANFISA, he was back with his mother. He back with Ramon. He back with his sister. He back everywhere. He's back in everybody's face because he doesn't want to be alone. I picked that up in my spirit. In my spirit, in my heart of hearts, down inside in my spirit. I picked it up that George just doesn't want to be alone. And so that's why he married ANFISA. Because he knew that he probably was her first. He knew that he had her wrapped around his finger. And his friend Ramon told him, man, you got to step up to the plate and you got to spend some money. If you want her back, that's what you live with. That's what you got. Let me tell y'all something. Auntie gonna give you a little bit of advice. Whatever you do to get an individual is the same thing you have to do to keep them. Today's favors always becomes tomorrow obligations. I'm gonna repeat that. Today's favors always become tomorrow's obligations. Whatever you do today as a favor for somebody, you are now obligated to do it. Or you put yourself in a position to be obligated to do it. If it's not something you want to continue to do, don't do the favor. A favor is something that you do with no strings attached to it, except for a string of obligation. When a person asks you to do a favor for them, they're asking you, knowing from them, a favor means I'm not going to pay you for doing what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to do the favor because I believe that there's something in you that could do this for me this time and continuously. God damn it, if you don't want to continue to do something for somebody, don't do it as a favor. That's Auntie's advice. Because everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? Having one, it just would be nice. 'Cause everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? So welcome to Auntie's advice. Okay, so anyway, you know, him and Ramon, they in the store and they getting their little stuff and everything and they doing what they do with the woo woo with the boo boo boo. And the woman is like, okay, damn it, you've been in here too long. You and your friend, these cameramen, I basically want y'all up out of here. I know your girlfriend likes Chanel. Look, you gonna buy her Chanel or what? Well, no, you know. Well, how much, George, do you want to spend? How much you want to spend? Well, about $300. Why the hell would you be in a store that has Chanel and you only want to spend $300? Anyway, he buys her, she shows him this little rhinestone bracelet. Because it ain't diamonds when it's $300 and it got bling all around it. That damn bracelet, that bitch is rhinestones. But anyway, I digress and we move. It might be Swarovski crystals. Now, I doubt it, but I mean, I'm just saying it may have been. Okay, so anyway, he gets the bracelet. He happy as hell. He's skipping to the loo, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to go see ANFISA, and I'm going to get me something, and she going to let me back. ANFISA's tired of tapping into her savings and everything, too, so she's going to take him back. We already know. That's the inevitable. We know that that's happening, okay? We're going to get over ourselves. We're going to woo-saw, because ANFISA and George getting back together. Okay, so the next thing we see is Chantel meeting with the coordinators, the wedding coordinators. They walking the grounds. They talking about, you know, where people going to be sitting at. They look at the place where they holding the, you know, the fake ass wedding and everything. And she's like, I'm just worried about the guest list because at this point, don't nobody get along. They hate each other. And I don't want to see nobody scratching each other's eyes out. So the guy said, well, you know what? We're going to mix and mingle everybody because, you know, at this point, they one family. She was like, oh, hell no. Not my mother, and not his mother. You're going to have to put one side of the family on one side of the room and the other on the... Then you know that's a damn shame. But anyway, y'all, I digress and I'm going on to Piola. Next thing we see is Piola. She meets up with her agent Caroline. The same one her and Russ read in the room. So she a little worried and saying, you know what, I don't know if she going to be, you know, real cool with me after we came and stunned it up in her office like that. So she came skipping to the loo, my darling, you know what I'm saying? Looking like she had dropped a couple of pills and everything. She was like, you know, on the high and everything, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We got it. You know what I'm saying? So she coming in like that. They greet each other and she's like, you're going to be meeting millionaires, billionaires, agents, all kinds of people that can get you on, Piola. I need you at your best. I need your breasts up and I need you at it. So Piola was like, they're up and I'm at it. Let's go. So they go in and they party and she's meeting other models and everything. You know, they mingling and everything. And she's like, come on, Piola, let's dance. She's like, dance, girl. She's like, oh, what? Whoa! Then she meets this model Nyota, or whatever her name was. And she's like, girl, come here, I need to talk to you. Get your drink, girl. She's like, all right, girl, let me get my drink. So she gets her drink and everything. And they stand over on the side, and she's like, girl, look, I got problems. She was like, yeah. She was like, girl, I got this gig in New Jersey to do this reggaeton video. You ever heard of that? She was like, She was like, girl, but my husband got a problem with it. And she was, and you know, he doesn't want me to do lingerie. He said, you know, it's real sexual. She was like, girl, fuck that. Your husband's controlling. Do the video, girl. Get that money. Because that's how I was getting my money. You need to tell him, bye. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's why ain't nobody want to work with you from the giddy up. Get that money, girl. Get that money. She was like, girl, you made me feel so much better, because I be having my husband's voice in the back of my mind, and I just be like, oh my God, he don't want me to wear, girl, wear that lingerie and get that money. So the next thing we see is Danielle. Hey, Danielle. She's sitting in her trailer. She worried about tomorrow, because tomorrow's the big day. But she's going to be getting her annulment. She says, girl, you know what, y'all? I'm trying to tell y'all, everybody out there in TV land, I thought I was going to be happy. I did all this 3 years ago because I was desperately seeking Mohamed. And I thought I was going to be happy. But this stuff done blew up in my face. I don't know if it's whether or not it's because I'm smelling like fish grease. I don't know what it is. Mohamed said that I stink. He said it on national television. He had sex with me 3 months after we were married. And he just don't he don't care about me. But I'm going to call him on the phone because we're friends and everything. And I'm going to tell him don't act an ass in the courthouse. So she has the nerve, y'all, to pick up the phone and call Mohamed and tell Mohamed to act civil and don't bring no drama. Danielle, the D in your name stands for drama. If anybody has drama, it's you. And I know one of y'all out there on my comments said that I hate Danielle. I don't hate Danielle. Danielle hates herself. So Chantel meets with Pedro's family. She has an apology in her heart and on the tip of her tongue. She wants to apologize for her parents' behavior. She wants to apologize for them getting out of the car, not getting out of the car at the grandmother's dump. And she even practiced on her Spanish so she could talk to them in their tongue. She has a repentant heart. She's tired of the drama. And she just wants to get married, be a bride, and have a good time. After all, she has guests that have come from the U.S. and he has guests that are coming to view this wedding. And she just wants to bring some peace. She sits down with Pedro and his sisters, Pedro's mom and the sister. First of all, why the hell is the sister always there? She need to take her young dumpling ass and go somewhere else. This is a meeting for grown-ups, little girl. Don't open your mouth up. Now, you're here as a courtesy. You're here as a question mark. You're here as a comma. But your bitch ass is not the period. So what you need to do is get on up out of here until I finish my sentence. Because what you won't do is disrespect me with your mouth. You won't disrespect me with your rolling of your eyes. You won't disrespect me with the pointing of your finger. You will not disrespect me at all. Do you understand me? I will put your ass in parentheses and decide later on, after I have written the book, whether or not you stay or whether or not you go. Don't get it twisted, little sister. She may be in the DR, but she got some American blood up in her. You understand me? Don't make auntie have to get a ticket and come out there and look for you in your 3-bedroom apartment. So anyway, she's learned Spanish so she could tell them. She gives them a wonderful apology. And the sister comes out her mouth and says, well, why did they act like that anyway? So she goes on to tell them to answer her damn question. You asked the question, so she answered it. She said exactly why they felt like that. And then you come out of your mouth and say, I'm sick of hearing you. You're repeating the same thing over and over. Well, goddammit, you're asked a question that you already know the answer to. You know why my family acts like that. You know why they didn't get out, because Pedro already told you. We've already been down this road. So if you don't want the same answer, don't ask a dumbass question. The mother sits back and let the daughter do all the talking. Who's the mama? Who's trying to reconcile? The girl came with an apologetic heart. And all she's trying to tell y'all is y'all want me to understand and respect your culture. But when do you respect mine? Your son promised me that he would take me out once a month. He hasn't done that. I don't want to hear your mouth. Really? Well, listen to Auntie's mouth. You're a disrespectful ass child. And you need to stay in your place. That's what you need to do. And if you have something to say, write it in a sheet of paper, put it in a bottle, and throw it out in the ocean. Hopefully somebody will find it on some deserted island and give a flying about it. Anyway, that is my review of 90 Day Fiance Part 1. I'm sorry. Yeah. Part 2 will be up tomorrow as we are meeting new couples. Looks like we've got some white guy that's dating some Haitian girl. Ain't this gonna be interesting? He is sugar daddy. He said this girl is 1 year older than his daughter. Get up out of here. Then we got another cougar meeting some man in Amsterdam. Isn't that something, y'all? Auntie is about to come out here live where we're going to be talking all things Little Women Retreat, Couples Retreat. Hope that you can join me. Love you all. Bye-bye.